Y'all really let the guy that does all this talking get his own podcast? Get it together, man. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Maul. It is Sunday. It's a beautiful day outside. It's not too hot yet. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope it was full of blessings, positivity, and new opportunities. I hope you didn't let work management get you upset. I hope you didn't let, a complete stranger get you upset. I hope you didn't let something small turn into something big because of the way you reacted, And all in all, I hope you have been feeling good and staying hydrated, man. Hope you have been, because this summer, this is a different summer. All right. So, my week was good. I definitely, I feel like I got a lot done. I started getting back onto my TikTok flow. I started getting back on my TikTok flow, making my videos. So if you want to follow your boy on TikTok, it's simple, Jamal Butler, on TikTok. And I post them on Instagram, and I also post them on Facebook, and all of those that are the same, Jamal Butler. And honestly, I was hard on myself, because I just felt like I wasn't putting enough content out. I felt like I wasn't, just doing what I'm supposed to do to stay in the algorithm, as if that, means anything. I really don't think it means anything at this point. I just feel like you should just put your content out, and as long as you're genuine, as long as you just stay consistent and you work hard, the right people will show up. You'll get the views, you'll get the likes, the comments, you'll get the follows, and you'll reach people because your content will come across as natural, and it's the real you. And it's something insightful, or it's funny, or it's informative, it's motivational, whatever it is, and I create content that's funny. I create content that's motivational, food for thought, just random things, but lately I've been on my informative flow. I've been on things that make you think. And honestly, I had to forgive myself for feeling as if I wasn't doing enough as far as creating my videos. I get so down on myself, or I used to get so down on myself, because I felt as if I was falling behind on my creative flow. If I wasn't staying in constant motion, if I wasn't staying and producing more content, if I wasn't staying in that realm, then I felt as if I was a failure. I felt as if then I shouldn't be doing it, because I follow a lot of content creators, and they well, not all of them, but some of them do post every day, or some post maybe 3, 4, 5 times out of the week, and I can't follow that method all the time. Some weeks I may be able to post every day. I may be able to make a video every day. Some weeks I may not be able to have that free time and that space to be able to create every single day and drop a video every day. Sometimes I may be able to create videos that or at a pace that's maybe more so at 3 or 4 times a week. And I had to learn to not be upset with being inconsistent in that sense. Like I said, I had to forgive myself. And I feel like people in general, we have to forgive our past mistakes, our past decisions that may have landed us in a rough spot or caused us to think less of ourselves. We can talk about relationships. You quote unquote choose a partner, and at first it all looks good, it all seems good, but at the end it all fails, and you feel as if, man, I made a huge mistake. Man, I should have never dated that person. I shouldn't have put that time in. Well, no, because your heart was in the right place, your mind was in the right place, your intentions were pure, hopefully, and you gave that relationship everything that you were supposed to give. You didn't shortchange it, so you should be proud of yourself. Even if it didn't go the way it was supposed to, even if it did fail, if you did end the relationships on bad terms. As long as you gave your effort, you can't be disappointed in yourself. Now, you can be disappointed in your partner, or your ex-partner, but you have to move on from that. And you have to continue to be a great person. Even on the job, if you work hard, if you come to work every day, you on time, you're respectful, and you follow the rules, all of those good things, and you end up getting fired, and it's completely not your fault. Yeah, you can be upset, you can be angry, you can even want to, retaliate, but hopefully in a positive way, like calling like the corporate office or something, or writing a letter or something like that. But, you can't be angry at the time that you spent at that job, because you put in the hard work, you made the money, you showed that you were a good worker. Yeah, maybe it got overlooked. Maybe your boss, your manager, your supervisor didn't see it. They overlooked it. They underestimated you. Or they could have even been jealous of you because you're doing your job better than they're doing their job. You're more likable. People like you more. People ask you questions. They depend on you more. It can be jealousy. But we can't regret the things that we did. We can't regret the work that we put in and the relationships that we built, genuine relationships that we built during our time at that job. I worked at Walmart off and on since 2014. And in 2020, I got fired. Now, mind you, I had did all the work. And when I say all the work, I mean I moved from department to department. The only department that I didn't work in was probably clothing. But all of the other departments I worked in, I spent time in. And, when I got fired, it hurt me, it crushed me because, for one, being there for so many years off and on, I built so many friendships with a lot of people and a lot of, customers, local customers that I saw a lot of times throughout the week. We built friendships and, we would talk, and we would even talk about our personal lives at that point because we felt like we were family. Same as my coworkers. And I got so familiar with the store, and sometimes it didn't feel like work because I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew the store like the back of my hand. So when I got fired, I was angry, and I regretted the time that I put in. I didn't regret the relationships that I built, but I did regret spending so much time at a job that I felt like they failed me as a person because they fired me over circumstances that were beyond my control. And I just regretted working so hard for the company and sacrificing so much time and moving from department to department, learning different things. And that was an immature way of thinking. I was thinking, just out of anger, out of spite. So much emotions were built up. And I finally, after a while, I came to terms with, A, what happened, and then B, I came to terms with, I can't take that time back. I can't take the experience back. The things that I've learned, I can't take those back. I can't erase them. What I've learned, I can cherish it forever. If I don't go back into retail ever again, so what? I can be thankful for the time I spent there, the people that I met, the things that I've learned, the things that I know now that I can probably pass on to advice to someone that's just starting in retail and never worked retail before, and they're afraid of customers. They're afraid of a big store like Walmart. They're afraid of that journey, that challenge. And just me growing as a person and realizing that I gave my all for this company. I worked hard. I took the tests when I needed to take tests, and I moved from different departments, and I learned different skills, and I've definitely built people skills. I learned how to conversate, look people in the eye, and I learned how to listen, and which is very beneficial because we get in conversations every day with people, whether it's people that we know, people that we don't know, on these jobs, Zoom meetings, all types of things. And it's important that we learn how to communicate. And I built a lot of things like that at Walmart. So I am thankful for the time that I spent there, and I'm grateful for the time that I worked at Walmart. So, but honestly, what I did struggle with the most was growing up. I wanted to play basketball so bad. And I still love basketball. I love watching basketball. I love playing basketball when I can. And I was not so much now, but I used to play the video games every day, all day. Every new game that came out every year, I made sure that I had it. And I played basketball for my school coming up. And I wanted to be in the NBA. If you love sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, tennis, if you play those sports growing up, if you play the video games, if you watch them on TV, if you go to the events, if you are fully invested and you really love it, I feel like we all had dreams of wanting to go pro eventually one day. And that was a dream of mine. I wanted to be in the NBA. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play beside, LeBron James, or play against LeBron James. I wanted to play with or against Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony. All these people that I watch and that I admire, that I love watching play, And I had a coach that said something to me my senior year during basketball practice, and I ended up quitting before we even played our first game of the season. And I was just so angry because this was a coach that I looked up to. This was someone that I kind of viewed as a father figure. I had great respect for this man, and it hurt when he said what he said to me, and I quit. And I spent so many years after that regretting that I quit, because I always thought, like, man, woulda, coulda, shoulda, what would have happened? Maybe who knows? That story will forever be unwritten. And I held that hurt inside of me for years after I graduated. It took a while for me to get past my decision making at that time, of me just being young, not knowing how to control my emotions, not knowing how to just let things go. And my only retaliation, my thought process at the time, was to quit. And I just hated myself for doing that. And I just held it over my head, and I didn't let it go. I didn't let it go until I became a true adult. And what I mean by a true adult is just when I learned how to think differently. And I learned how to carry myself differently when someone responded in a negative way towards me and I felt like I didn't deserve it at all. Whether it was someone I knew and I loved, or someone I knew of and I respected, or if it was a stranger. I had to sit with myself and I had to think back on the things that I let bother me, because I realized I was still holding on to those things and they were affecting my day-to-day life as an adult. And I had to come to terms with what happened in the past and just letting them go, because there was nothing I could do about it to go back and change it. And carrying it on at my adult stage in my adult life in this different experience, it did more harm than good, because holding on to the past doesn't do anything for us. I made a lot of mistakes growing up. I said things that I shouldn't have said, coming up. I did things I shouldn't have done. And you got to forgive yourself. It's important to forgive yourself from your past mistakes. We do things that we're not proud of, whether we realize it in the moment or if we realize it years down the line. When we do realize the things that we've done, we have to let them go. We have to move on from them. We can't carry the weight or shoulder the load from our past life, our past mistakes and decisions and failures. into our next phase in life. Life comes in different seasons, in different phases. We're always learning, we're always moving, we're always evolving. As the world turns, as time goes, we go, whether we realize it or not. And it's up to our mindset and our actions and what we think and do and say, which determines our growth, what we intake, the people we hang around. And we have to be careful because we don't want to bring those past failures and mistakes into our relationships, into our friendships, into our business deals. We have to step into new phases in our life with a clean slate. I couldn't go to a new job still thinking about what happened at Walmart. I couldn't go into a new relationship still holding on to what happened in my past relationship. That would affect my new relationship. Just like me holding on to Walmart would affect my new job. I would still be upset, I would still be angry, I would still be talking about it, and it would affect my work. And that goes with anything in life. Whether it's things that we let go of, things that we were upset about that we will never experience again, because I will never experience high school basketball practice ever again. And just because I wouldn't, didn't mean that I should have just held on to what happened. No, I had to let those things go. Friendships that failed, people that did me wrong, people that I looked up to, that I were inspired by, that did me wrong. I couldn't hold on to that. And I had to realize it wasn't my fault that I was treated that way, because I knew for a fact that I was being a good friend. Or in past relationships, I knew that I was being a good partner. So why hold on to that hurt? Why hold on to what happened? Yes, you can get hurt in a relationship. You can get hurt in a friendship. You can get hurt when you let go from a job that, you love doing. It had its perks. It had its pros and cons. You had good days, you had bad days, but ultimately you may have loved that job and you got fired. And you're hurt, you're devastated. That's what happened when we are let down, when we are fully invested into something and we're let down. And I'm not saying don't go fully invested into the things that you love, because you should give everything 110%. But when it doesn't turn out the way that we expect them to, the way that we think that they should, we shouldn't question it. We should just let go. We should forgive ourselves for feeling any type of way towards it and let go and realize that God has a plan. That door may have closed, but we can't remain in that room. We can't remain in that hallway looking at that door, hoping that it'll open again. When God closes a door, we have to move away and we have to continue down the hallway, because we won't be able to see the other doors that are opening that are way better than we would even expect, that was better than the one that's closed. If we stay standing still, observing, thinking, hoping that that door would open up again, and we can walk back into that room that we had already fulfilled. That purpose was fulfilled. It was done. Our time was done. And God is going to remove you whenever your time is done. Just like when your time is done, when our time is done here, there's nothing we can do. When we fulfill our purpose, whatever that purpose is, and our time is up, that's it. We don't stay stuck in situations, or we shouldn't stay stuck in situations that shows us that our time is up there. We have to realize when it's time. When people hurt you, when people say mean things to you, sometimes you want to cry, sometimes you want to get angry, sometimes you want to fight. And sometimes you get mad at yourself and you want to change and you say, I'll never be a good person again. So many, failed relationships. I see people say it all the time on Facebook, on social media. They say it all the time. I'm never going to give my heart I'm never going to give my all. They say those same things. They're not going to give their heart or their all to people that come across in their lives again. They're never going to love again. They're never going to trust again. You're going to miss out on someone amazing, or you're going to miss out on an opportunity that's going to change your life, that's going to broaden and widen your perspective, that's going to broaden your horizons. And you can't let the world change you. You can't let people or actions or things change you. You have to move on, and you have to continue to be better, because the better you are, the better your life will get. But you have to move on and stay strong. And that's why I say you have to forgive yourself from your past mistakes. Forgive yourself from your past decisions. We live and we learn. We learn and we grow. And that's the only way, is if we keep going. We continue to improve our mindset. We continue to improve everything around us. But it only starts with you forgiving yourself and forgiving your past mistakes and moving on from it. Because if you don't, then you'll be stuck and you'll miss out on great opportunities because you're dwelling on the past. Had I dwelled on getting fired from Walmart, I wouldn't be where I am right now at a job that I love, that doesn't feel like work. Had I stayed stuck on my ex and the things that went wrong, and me just hating that I gave that person all of my time and all of my energy, and just still harboring that emotion, I wouldn't be in a successful relationship now. I wouldn't be married. So that just goes to show you that if you don't move on, if you don't forgive yourself and just forgive the situations, the next phase in your life, the next step in your life won't be taken. And if you try to take it, it won't succeed. All because you're still lingering back in the past. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Forgive yourself and move on. It's a whole new world out there. And remember, when God closes one door, he's gonna open up another one. But you won't even be able to see that room. You won't even be able to see where that door is if you stay stuck at the one that he's closed. Because when he closes that door, he's not going to open it. Out with the old, in with the new. Forgive yourself. And it's your boy Big Maul getting it together. I love y'all, man. Peace and blessings. I hope you have a great week. I hope it is full of blessings, new opportunity, positivity, and forgive yourself. If that's where you are right now in life, whatever it is, forgive yourself and move on. All right? Stay hydrated. God loves you. You love you. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.